Hello guys, welcome to Store Summary. At the beginning of the story, we are shown a deserted world. Many people of the world have died due to some infection. The infection which had killed humans had no effect on the animals. Now there was no traffic on the roads, factories were closed, due to no pollution for a long time. Nature had revived the earth, greenery had started spreading everywhere, that is why animals were living a very comfortable life in this environment. The same few people are now alive on this earth who know about survival. We also see one person named Eddie among the few people. He used to live with his mother since childhood. Due to Parba, his mother also died and that is why he was able to survive. Because his uncle used to send him survival books since childhood, and it is because of those books that today Eddie is able to survive. He no longer lives in his house because his house has become a junk. It is not just his house but everyone here. Things have become so bad that he lives in a small bunker outside his house. He has some food items but this is not going to last for long, that is why he rides his bicycle every day to visit the surrounding areas. He goes in search of food and essential items, and during this work, finding dead bodies inside the houses has become a common thing for him. Eddie is also a single person living in his area and he has searched his entire area. He seems to have run out of all the things he needs in the area. He has only one bicycle. He doesn't want to go too far because he is afraid that if he finds any human being, if he goes too far, he might kill him due to hunger. The poor guy was very bored with his life. He couldn't even use his mobile phone to pass the time because there was no electricity in the world and there were no electricity makers. He read all the books he had. And now he does gardening to pass his time. After a lot of hard work he was able to grow some vegetables and that is why he was very happy. At night he was lying under the moon when suddenly he heard some strange sounds. He gets scared and goes back inside his bunker. In the morning, as per his routine, he took his bicycle and went out in search of essential items. He found a small solar panel on the roof of a house, seeing which he was very happy. What happens is that he brings her home and charges his phone with it. After the phone is charged, he listens to the songs and has as much fun as he could. After this, he watches the video of his wax on the phone itself and becomes very sad. He was looking at his mom after a long time but still could not talk to them. He watches these videos until his phone gets switched off. After that he goes to the garden again and comes to know that at night, the sounds he heard were the sounds of animals, and those same animals had destroyed all the vegetables he had grown. After seeing all this, he could not understand anything. All his hopes were now gone. He would now collect the seeds of these vegetables. He was able to grow vegetables from them again, but waiting for such a long time to eat again. This grief makes him very angry and in anger he hits his own foot with an axe. His wound also started bleeding which led to infection. The danger of this also increases in him. He could even die. That is why he takes some methods from his survival books and makes medicine for himself and applies it on his wound. At night, looking at the photo of his uncle and aunt, he thinks that this too they will be alive because of them. I have learned how to survive and they must be surviving so well. Now he thinks, why don't I also go to them? Maybe such a life will become a little easier, but this work can be done through a bicycle. It was difficult to do. He first makes a complete plan. Decides a route through a road map, following which he will reach his uncle's house, which may also take 2 weeks. If everything goes well, then this night he will be able to reach his uncle's house. It was very difficult for him because he had to leave his house where he had accumulated a lot of things. He would go out every next morning, ride his bicycle from morning till evening, sleep with the tank on at night and whatever he had to eat. There were drinking things which he was using on the way, and the good thing was that if Eddie found a building on the way then some things could be arranged from there also. Everything was fine for a week, but one night when he wakes up, he sees that the deer has ruined all his water and the deer has also broken his solar charger, with the help of which he was able to charge his phone. Seeing this, he becomes so angry that he burns his hair. He wastes all the bullets of the pistol, after which he regrets what he has done. He continues moving ahead and on the way, he finds a river, seeing which he is very happy because arrangements for water have been made again. After collecting water, he left from there and climbed over a dirt road. He was riding a bicycle fast. Suddenly his bicycle wobbles and falls into a pit. This pit was covered with some things, which clearly meant that someone he had made this trap. He also tries to get out of this pot but fails. He lit many player guns in the hope that someone will come to help him by giving them, but no one came. When morning comes, he notices that someone is looking at him, and without thinking anything, he shoots at him. The person here was a girl, and she also escaped from D's bullet. This girl tells D that you give me your weapons, only then I will kill you. I will help her out of the pot. First, Eddie doesn't listen to her, but when he feels that he has no other option, he gives the gun to that girl, but he is not so stupid that he would kill that girl with the bullets. Give the gun and the girl kills him. After taking the gun, this girl Ava asks Eddie to prove that he is not an affected person. On this, Eddie lifts his shirt and shows her that there was no mark on his body which could indicate infection. Due to this, Ava also shows him her body and reassures him that she too does not have any kind of infection. Ava now takes Eddie out of the pit and asks him to give him pills, but Eddie refuses. They go to sleep. And the next morning when Eddie wakes up, Ava had a knife on his throat and was asking him about the bullets. As soon as Eddie tells her about the bullets, she puts the bullets in the gun and runs away. Eddie doesn't understand. Why did Ava do this? Suddenly she hears the voice of 3 people. She understands that Ava had run away from these people. These 3 people had weapons and all 3 of them looked very cruel. She was desperate to escape from them. Hides inside the grass, while on the other hand Ava was standing on top of the tree. She had pointed a gun at these 3 while these people had seen Eddie's camp here. These people wanted to find out who was in this camp. Must be that Eddie thinks that while trying to find out the owner of this camp, these people will reach Ava sitting on the tree in front and her life will be in danger, so he quickly makes infection-like marks on his body with the help of some flowers, and in such a place he goes and lies down from where they can see him. When these people come closer to him, they think that Eddie has died due to infection. That is, Eddie's plan had worked now because these men have come to know about the camp. That's why these people left from there. Eddie and Ava set up their camp again, and here Eddie comes to know that Ava is pregnant. He asks Ava about her husband, to which she tells that he died. To escape, they go and hide in a ruin. Eddie arranges for 2 bicycles from somewhere far away and has decided that now he will take Ava with him. Half the journey had been covered by Eddie, and now he goes to Eddie's uncle. She was supposed to take only a week to go, but was not ready to go with him because according to her the area where Eddie's uncle lived was not at all safe, but Eddie had full faith in his uncle and he tells Ava that if you don't want to come with me, then there is no problem, but I will definitely go to Ava because there was no other option. She also agreed. Both of them set out. Ava did not know how to ride a bicycle well, that is why it was taking a lot of time, but Eddie supported him completely. Now their routine was that they used to ride bicycles all day, hunt a little, and at night they used to cook and eat their prey because earlier the food they had was looted from them by 3 robbers. But Eddie was still happy because he had found a companion in the form of Ava. Eddie had started liking Ava, that is why everything seemed beautiful to him now, but he was unaware that those 3 bad men were Eddie was also after them. He was taking great care of Ava, that is why Ava also started liking him. On the way, Ava and Eddie find a pond. Eddie jumps into the pond for swimming. When he comes out after swimming, in front of him, he sees a companion of 3 men following him, who asks him about Ava and says that we have nothing to do with you. You just tell us about Ava and hand over Ava to us, we will take care of Ava. They will not kill because Ava is working as a resource for them. They will eat the babies born to Ava. Eddie had now understood that Ava was running away from these people because they used to torture Ava. The man again talks to Eddie and says that if you love your life then you should leave Ava, otherwise we will kill you because there is no competition in the game of survival. Despite all these bad things, Eddie is not afraid of Ava. He keeps moving towards his destination and finally after a few days of travel, they reach his uncle's house and he was very happy to reach here because now he was getting a bed to sleep and some food to eat, but here Eddie was very worried because he had not seen his uncle at home till now. When he comes out of the house, his fear turns into reality. His uncle was also dead and a grave was built outside the house, his last hope. He also gets erased. He had acquired enmity with those 3 men on the basis of his uncle's trust. Eddie now becomes sad and worried about all these things. He goes to Eva and asks the truth about those men. Eva, nothing at this time. She hides and tells him that when their brother was molesting her, she killed him and ran away. These 3 kept chasing them, but Eva did not tell anything to Eddie and hence a fight takes place between them. She kept crying and Eddie took some of his belongings and went out of the house, where he encountered those 3 men. All 3 men pointed guns at Eddie and told him to hand over Ava to us. If you want, we will share Ava. Because this is a new role in this new world, but Eddie did not want to get involved in their dirty intentions. He runs away from here to save his life, and before running away, he fires a bullet in the air so that Ava wakes up and takes care of herself. Save your life here. When Eddie was trying to run away, a man catches him, and before he could kill Eddie, someone came from behind and killed this man. She was Eddie's aunt. Now there were 2 men left. Among them one had reached near Ava and the other was running towards her to kill her, when at the same time he gets trapped inside a trap set by Auntie and the poor guy dies there. Now Eddie and Eddie's auntie have to save Ava. She goes to them, but a bad man standing near Ava from a distance shoots at her, which hits Eddie's aunt's shoulder. That man fires one more bullet so as not to kill Eddie. Eddie runs away from there and takes advantage of the opportunity. Taking advantage of this man starts venting out his anger on Ava. He kicks her hard in the stomach. Eddie, who is watching all this from hiding, now diverts the attention of this evil spirit by making a little noise and gets the chance. Ava kills this man by shooting an arrow from behind. Finally all the danger ends from them, and in this way, Ava and her aunt start living together as a family, and the story also ends here. How did you like this story? Tell us by commenting, and to see more such stories, subscribe to our channel.